Before you start a business, stop. Take 1 minute. Because what I'm about to tell you could save you years of stress, debt, and failure. Everyone online screams, start a business. But what they never mention is that most businesses fail, not because the ideas are bad, but because the people starting them are not financially ready. If you truly want to become rich, your first focus should not be creating a company. It should be creating stability. Real wealth doesn't start with risky decisions. It starts with smart foundations. When you rush into business with no savings, no skills, and no strong income source, any small mistake can destroy everything. 1 month of low sales, one crisis, and suddenly you're broke, stressed, and forced to give up. The truth is, rich people don't start businesses to escape being broke. They start businesses after they escape being broke. First, they build skills that other people will pay for. They learn how money works. They create a steady cash flow from a job, freelancing, or side hustle. They build an emergency fund so they can take risks without fear. When you have skills, savings, and confidence, business becomes a tool to grow wealth, not a desperate attempt to survive. You need financial muscle before you fight the business battle. Learn high-income skills. Improve yourself. Use your first money to invest, save, and grow your personal value. Once you have a strong foundation, business isn't a gamble anymore. It becomes a strategic move. Because when you have a safety net, you can think smarter, make better decisions, and stay calm even when challenges come. Everybody wants to get rich fast, but the fastest way to get rich is actually the slow and smart way. Don't chase business before you are ready. Build yourself first. Wealth doesn't start with a company. Wealth starts with you. So before you register a company, before you print business cards, before you pour your time and money into something you're not prepared for, stop and ask yourself one question. Am I strong enough to handle failure? Because business is not a shortcut to wealth. It is a test. It attacks your mindset, your patience, your discipline. If your finances are weak, your confidence will break the moment things go wrong. What if instead of starting a business immediately, you first focused on building a high-income skill like marketing, editing, coding, design, or sales? What if you spent 6 months improving your financial knowledge so you actually understand how money grows? What if you built a side hustle that earns you while you learn? That way, when you finally launch your business, you're not guessing. You're applying skills that are already proven to make money. Rich people play the long game. They don't rush. They prepare. They treat every dollar like a seed, not a lottery ticket. And that mindset is what makes them different. The goal is not to start a business. The goal is to reach a point where you can afford to take risks without fear. Imagine starting a business with 6 months of savings in your bank, a skill set people already value, and a clear understanding of how the market works. Now you are not chasing money. Money is chasing you. Now you can say no to bad clients, no to bad deals, and yes to opportunities that help you grow. So if you're dreaming of becoming rich, remember this. A business is not the beginning of your journey. It is the reward for being ready. Success doesn't come from jumping fast. It comes from moving smart. Take your time. Build your base. Train your mind. Strengthen your income. And when you finally start your business, you'll be unstoppable because you didn't rush, you prepared. Wealth isn't about how quickly you start. It's about how strongly you rise. And here's the most powerful truth. You don't need to start a business to become rich. You need to become the kind of person who can handle wealth. If your habits are weak, more money will actually make your life worse. But if your habits are strong, money will follow you naturally. Before you chase a big company, learn to manage a small income. Before you hire employees, learn to be responsible for your own decisions. Before you invest thousands, learn how to protect hundreds. Wealth grows with wisdom. Without it, every business becomes a gamble. The world will try to convince you that entrepreneurship is the only path to success. But the richest people today didn't start with a business. They started with a skill. They became valuable first. Then money rewarded them. Some of them turned that value into companies. Others built careers, investments, or partnerships. There is more than one road to wealth, but every road requires preparation. So if you're feeling pressure because you haven't started a business yet, relax. You are not late. You are building the foundation that most people skip. And that foundation is what will make you last in the game while others quit early. Your goal isn't to impress the world by saying, "I own a business." Your goal is to build a life where you don't depend on luck, where you don't fear failure, and where your income continues to grow even when you're sleeping. That kind of wealth doesn't come overnight, but it could come faster than you think if you grow the right way. One day, when you finally launch your business, you will look back and thank yourself for not rushing. Because success will not feel like survival anymore. It will feel like freedom. So slow down. Prepare. Grow. When your moment comes, you won't just start a business. You'll build a